Hey everyone, it's Nomadic 13 here. Just sitting here playing a little bit of Absolver still. Just been really enjoying this game ever since it came out, and I like to, pre-show it a little bit every now and then, just so my friends and maybe anyone that's watching gets a better feel, an idea of the game and what it's all about. Basically, it's a fighter that it's pretty open, but at the same time, it's the real bread and butter of it comes down to the one-on-one fights with your other opponents, and then obviously more will be unlocked later, like 3 versus 3s, and possibly 5 versus 5. I'm not sure what's next after, but that's going to be the fun of. Oh, come back here, you little bastard. There we go. All right, so just give you a little bit of idea. So my technique is windfall style. And but I couldn't even tell you exactly how much of it is windfall anymore, considering after you successfully block and parry attacks from your opponents, you will ultimately gain knowledge of them as long as you defeat your opponent. And doing that, I've defeated pretty much everyone in here. What I would do is, a little trick for people is you find one of these opponents that would be giving you something that you don't have, and you'll notice it by the little circle above your top right of your shoulder showing the move being learned. And all you have to do is just keep sitting there taking blocks from it until you have it full, and you'll hear a little gong sound. And then from there, all you have to do is make sure the opponent is actually defeated, in which case then you'll learn all the knowledge you took from that fight. So instead of just quickly defeating the opponent and only taking 10% of the knowledge, sit there and actually let the guy wail on you while you're blocking, and then you'll gain all the knowledge of that one particular move that you were looking for, or multiples if you're patient enough. There you go. And that's how you ultimately learn all the things, and you're able to chain them all and make for some very interesting combat. So one of the main things to focus on for fighting is chaining your combat, chaining your moves, chaining basically everything to be as fluid and effective as you want it to be. I already got one of these. Oh, hey, come here. Alright, so whenever you initiate attack, you'll see a glow on your stamina bar, as well as 2 triangles appear. This indicates where the best timing for the next attack is. And as you hit your next attack at that moment, you'll start to glow, and you'll keep that glow, and then from there, you continue the chain, and it's more effective, and I believe a little bit more powerful, but that should... Ah! Alright, rule number 1. Ledges. They're horrible. You might have saw that if you watched my last video. I fell right off the ledge in the second round. And that is a very big killer in this game. If you're up on the roof, you're up on any bridge or anything like that, and you're fighting someone, you gotta always dodge away from the edges. Otherwise, you'll probably just careen off into your death and gain nothing from the fight, unless you knock them down first, which would always be amusing, but you don't get very far that way. So alright, all the enemies, there's some. Alright, oh, here's a guy that I actually have a move from that I can show you this. Alright, so if you hold R1 and change with your right stick, you can cycle between your opponents. Obviously, you are going to want to have attention to all of your opponents. Oh, there we go. Get down here. So, I got him on the ground right now. Ugh. These are one of the tougher AIs that are still existing in he's pulling out a sword. I'm sure I don't have all of his sword moves yet. Oh, I haven't even started that move, whatever that one was. So this is probably one of the last guys I have to fight in order to get all the moves. I wasn't trying to sit there and learn with this video, but the idea is there. If you let them wail on you, you will ultimately learn the move that they have available for you. Where's this guy going? Come on. Oh, you had to have proper placement there? Oh, he's got something too. So, probably why my character's still in this area. It's one of the last areas that I'm gaining any new knowledge from. Alright, so I know he kind of went dumb and he's trying to reset himself, but hopefully you saw the bar and the gold as the highlight of it was reaching those two triangles, and that's ultimately the most optimal time to sit there and trigger your next attack. Yeah. There was a third guy up here, wasn't there? Oh, there he is. Oh, you gotta lean on him. One of my personal favorite moves to start with, especially if I'm in one-on-one combat with another live player, is the leg sweep. It's a rather fast move, and it allows you to chain into, say, an ankle stomp really effectively while hitting them, and then getting a chain going pretty fast. It's just one of the ones that I personally prefer. That I put implemented into my school. Oh, there we go. Ugh. Oh, you got two nice shots in. Let's go and see. You have an option of different weapons. I've used the war gloves as well as the sword. I've only now just started enjoying the use of the sword because there's so many different sword moves to learn throughout here that chaining them all together is quite an accomplishment to make it all work really well. Whoa. No ledges. We learned that last time. Uh-oh. Alright, he's busting his out. Alright. Got him against that ledge, and there he goes. Obviously, you can always use the ledges to your favor, but when in a one-on-one fight, it's generally bad etiquette to try and use the ledges to win. It's really a cheap victory. Let's see, where's the, go back over to the save spot. Around here somewhere. Ah, got more players to fight. Friendly fire is on for both sides, so you can get the enemy to hit his other companions. There we go. Got him. Yeah, I didn't drop that little rusty sword. Let's see, there it is. Alright, back over here. Alright, so yeah, it's pretty much just a couple little showcases of the different fighting styles. I normally like to do one-on-ones, and I post those. Those generally last between 5 minutes per 3 rounds, and you know, it's nice to jump in and do a couple fights and back out without having to, you know, invest hours of time into getting something up and running. So it's for $30. It's a hell of a find for a pretty solid game. It's got great artwork. The moves are all fluid. Everything chains together really effectively, and you sit there for hours going into the meditation and over to your combat decks, and then from there you can just open up the combat editor and then just create whatever style you consider to be enjoyable and effective. So there's always room for change. I've changed that so many times, and then you just get to sit here and practice it. This gives you the best show. This also gives you the best time to get used to chaining the combat as quickly as you can, because obviously when you do that, that's how you get the fastest attacks off, and that's what you'll see people doing in 1 versus 1 combat when you start fighting rank 60 opponents that are going to just rip you to shreds, and you don't know what they're doing. And that's pretty much the long and short of it, is get the good combos fast with good strong attacks. You learn to chain them together, cover your sides, know how to guard, watch for ledges. Alright guys, I'll catch you next time.